Hey, EDUT 521. I hope everybody had a great Easter, a great break. I know some of you may have actually been on spring break for work, whatever that means, right, in these crazy times. But we want to jump back into it and just wanted to say I hope you had some good time with your family from a socially distant, safe area. So all grading is done and updated for the first 5 weeks, and so we're going to jump back into week 6 and get back at it. 3 more weeks before this course is over. I'm sure they're going to be a little bit of a crazy 3 weeks with trying to balance distance learning for yourself and distance learning for your own students. Starting with the quote, as usual, "It is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities." And that's out of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And I really, really love this quote from that movie, just because we all have varying sets of abilities, but our choices matter more than that. What we do with those abilities and how we decide to use them. And right now, I feel that a lot of you in this program, all of you in this program, since you are in distance learning as a student, I think that really can help you help your students more moving forward. And so for this week, we look at digital divide and the impact it has, not just for all students, but students that need assistive technology tools. We look at how to help a secondary student move on to either higher ed or workforce using AT tools, and then also evaluating AT tools and looking at resources around the laws. So a lot of stuff going on there. As far as content for this week, there's a lot of links. There's 3 chapters in the text. Chapter 12 should just be review. 13 and 14 is new content. And as usual, hour to 2 hours to really go through the text if you can find that time. Then there's a link, The New Digital Divide. This is a paper that's on the drive, and it's 4 pages. Really, 3.5, 4 pages, so it's not too bad. Then there's a whole bunch of links. So there's a link to closingthegap.com. So it says just familiar yourself with the websites and the articles. So a mid-level skim, not a cursory skim, but not a full read. You can click around and skim through. This educational technology mobile learning site, it's got some fun stuff, and there's a lot of links here. When you're looking for, say, hey, I don't necessarily need an Android app, but I have a Chromebook or an iPad, so it really does do a good job of breaking those out. Pop-ups everywhere. So Autism Speaks. May is Autism Awareness Month, and so we hear a lot about that during the month of May. So pop around this website and just see what's there. This document's 8 pages long, so quick read on that, not as detailed as you go through the text. And then last link, I didn't pull it up because it says just do a Google search, so you can click on it and it will do it. Here, I can open it in a window, and it's California Post-Secondary Transition Plan. And so you can look at some of those live links there. For the discussion question, after reading the link here, Crossing Digital Divide, Bridges and Barriers to Digital Inclusion, first explain your understanding and thoughts on the digital divide. Include some legal and ethical issues related to access to technology tools for students with needs, so AT tools, and explain how or ways the digital divide can be characterized other than simply access to the internet, and use any outside research. And so that's right here. I know some of you, when I bounced into it, have already started responding. Your guys' discussion posts have been great. You guys have been really doing a really, really good job. So keep it up on those. I really, this course, I think I mentioned this before, more than any other course, I've not really inserted myself into the discussion posts because you don't need me on that side. You guys are doing a really good job of keeping up the discussions, and I'm really enjoying going through and learning from you guys there. So your assignments for this week are the discussion question, the AT tools in-service presentation, which we'll go over here in a minute, and then just know that is due in a second place. You need to upload that week 7 under the discussion board prompt AT tools. So after you finish it, I would just go ahead and upload it there as well. And then looking ahead, next week there are 2 chapters. There are 5 videos. They're not too long. Your assignment 6, your 3-day lesson plan is due, and your e-portfolio, still keep working on that. So let's talk about a couple of those things. Let me close out some windows here. So your 3-day lesson plan is due next week. And so I know I've sent an email out. I know I've talked to a couple of you about this. Do your best. Do as best as you can in the distance learning model with this. If there's something that doesn't work, just put a note saying, hey, this is what I was planning to do in the classroom. I couldn't make it work for this. So just put a note, describing or explaining that. You can even just put it in parentheses and it's fine. I know a couple of you reached out and asked specific questions. Please, as you're working on this, shoot me an email if you have really specific questions about what's going on with it or where you need help. And the e-portfolio, I know I've talked about this every week, but it's a big assignment. You've been working on all the bits and pieces every week on this, so hopefully you're keeping up on this. And so each section here is going to be a page, and like section 14 will have these sub pages on it. And I'm not going to read the whole rubric. It's a big rubric. No, you don't have to have paragraph for each thing you upload. It's just each section needs kind of an explanation, and I know that's been one question. And so right here it says a brief relevant description is provided for each section of the e-portfolio. That's not necessarily meaning each thing that you upload. So those are looking ahead. Let's talk and end on your assignment that is due this week. It is creating a slide presentation for a teacher in service. And a side note, I would say, if you can present this, Google Meet or Zoom, I know we're all on more of those than we want to be, or even put it out there on Twitter or Instagram Live, or you can even, if you're on Facebook as a professional site, Facebook Live, try to actually present it and get real feedback from people on what they think. So short bullet points, not paragraphs. Use the speaker notes section. So speaker notes is where you can put what you were going to say, or you can even now record audio and insert audio into a Google Slide. So if you Google, audio and on Google Slide, it'll show you. If you need help, reach out to me. It's really easy. You just insert it like you would a picture, and you link to where the audio is on your drive. So you could definitely do that. And then people, when they are looking at presentation, they can hit click. They could click on the audio and listen to it when they want to. Multimedia, so audio, video, visual, your theme should all kind of aid the presentation. Any citations, you can put them in the notes. You don't have to put them on the slide. So that's the one thing they say, references right on the slide. That mucks up the slide. Put them in the notes. Put them in the notes. Not that you're going to lose points if you put them on the slide. It just, you only have so much real estate on each slide. And so saving that from, a reference that doesn't add to the message of that specific slide. Headings, when appropriate. And make sure when you share it, it's shared that anyone can see with the link, not anyone just in the domain, but anyone, because my domain is different than your guys's. And that's it. Here's some items. You can go through what would you want to change with this tool, reflection on it, if you currently use it, how do the students use it, so you can read through that. But as you start working on it, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. So that is week 6. 3 weeks left, including this week. I know if you're anything like me, it's been crazy the last couple weeks getting ready and working on this continuous learning or distance learning or whatever your district is calling it. And so if you need anything, please reach out. Have a great week.